It was a cold and cloudy evening on the edge of the Earth colony called New Dawn. The sky outside the small diner was covered with dark gray clouds. Soft rain hit the metal windows. The spaceport nearby buzzed with ships coming and going. But the diner itself was mostly quiet. Inside, a young waitress named Mina wiped the counter with a soft cloth. She wore a simple uniform, slightly faded, and her black hair was tied in a loose bun. Her shoes were old and her legs were tired from standing all day, but she never let that show. She always smiled at every customer. Mina worked long hours at the diner, not because she loved the job, but because she needed the credits. Her mother was sick at home, and the medicine was expensive. Still, she never complained. She believed in doing good, even when life was hard. That night, as she cleaned the last table, the front door opened with a small chime. An old man walked in, slow and quiet. His clothes were worn out and dusty. He had a long gray beard and kind, tired eyes. He looked like someone who had traveled a lot, someone who had seen too much. Mina smiled and walked over. "Good evening, sir. Please, have a seat." The old man gave a soft smile. "Thank you, young lady." He sat near the window, looking out at the rain. Mina brought him a menu, but he didn't even look at it. He simply said, "Just a coffee, please." Mina nodded and walked back to the counter. As she prepared the coffee, she glanced at him. He seemed calm, but there was something in his eyes, like he was carrying a heavy weight. She placed the coffee in front of him. "Here you go, it's hot. Be careful." "Thank you," he said softly, and wrapped his cold hands around the cup. Minutes passed. He sipped slowly, as if enjoying every drop. Other customers came and went, but Mina kept an eye on the old man. Something about him felt different. Dangerous, not strange just ... important. When he finished the coffee, he reached into his pocket and paused. His face changed. Checked another pocket, then frowned. "I'm so sorry," he said, looking up at Mina. "I thought I had some credits, but it seems I lost my chip." Mina smiled kindly. "That's all right, don't worry about it. It's just a cup of coffee." The old man looked surprised. "You're paying for it?" "It's no big deal," Mina said, brushing it off. "I've had worse days." "One free. Coffee won't break me." He gave her a long, thoughtful look. "People like you are rare," she chuckled. "I doubt that." "No," he said. "You didn't even hesitate." Mina shrugged. "Everyone has bad days. Maybe today was yours." He stood up slowly, finished his last sip, and pulled his coat around him. "Thank you, Mina." Her eyes widened. "Wait, how do you know my name?" He smiled gently. "It's on your name tag." "Oh," she said, feeling silly. But as he walked to the door, she had a strange feeling, like he knew more than he showed. "Take care," she said. He turned one last time. "You too, child. You've got a bright light in you. Never let it go out." Then he stepped out into the rain and disappeared into the night. Mina stood by the counter, staring at the door for a moment. She felt ... odd. That small moment had touched something deep inside her. She shook her head and went back to cleaning. Just another tired traveler, she told herself. Nothing special. But what she didn't know was this. The old man was no ordinary customer. Outside, a few blocks away, in a hidden corner of the city, the man stepped into a dark alley. He pressed a button on his sleeve, and in a flash of light, his worn clothes changed into a sleek black suit. His beard faded, his wrinkles smoothed, and his face became sharp and younger. He was not poor. He was Mr. Rail, one of the richest and most powerful men in the galaxy, the founder of Orion Tech, a secret organization working to protect Earth and its colonies. And tonight, he had been looking for something, not money, not power, not machines. He was looking for kindness, and he had found it in a tired waitress who gave away a simple cup of coffee without expecting anything in return. Rail looked up at the sky and smiled. "We may have found the one." Then he disappeared into the shadows, leaving behind a warm cup and the beginning of a story that would change the future of humanity. The next morning, Mina reached the diner early as usual. The sky above the colony was clear, and the spaceport was already busy with noise ships landing. Engines humming, people shouting. Mina tied her apron, fixed her name tag, and got to work. She served early customers with her usual smile, though her mind kept drifting to the old man from last night. Something about him stayed with her around noon. A strange sound buzzed near the ceiling. Mina looked up and saw a small silver drone floating above the counter. It wasn't like the delivery drones she saw often. This one was sleek, silent, and shining like new metal. The drone hovered down and stopped right in front of her. The customers turned to look. "What is that?" Someone whispered. Mina stepped back, unsure what to do. But then, the drone opened a small compartment, and a thin glass card floated out. It glowed softly and displayed her name in glowing blue letters. "Mina," a calm voice spoke from the drone. "This is an official invitation from Orion Tech headquarters. Transport has been arranged. Please prepare for departure within 1 hour." Mina blinked. "Me?" The drone gave no answer. It simply floated upward and disappeared through the open diner door. Mina stood still, holding the glowing card in her hand. Her coworker Juno came over. "What was that about?" I don't know," Mina replied, still staring at the card. "They want me to come to Orion Tech." Juno's eyes widened. "That's impossible. Orion Tech? That's like top of the galaxy. Only rich people and scientists go there." "I've never even applied for anything like that," Mina said. The glass card beeped once. "Please confirm. Will you accept this invitation?" Mina looked around the diner. Boss wasn't in yet. She had no idea what was going on. But inside her chest, her heart was pounding with curiosity. She pressed the green circle on the card. Yes. Within minutes, a small sky transport ship landed outside the diner. It looked like a luxury shuttle, silver and smooth, with glowing blue engines. Mina stepped inside, still unsure if this was real or some kind of dream. The ship rose into the air and flew past the colony towers, heading toward the clouds above. She could see everything from up there: the market, the port, the distant hills. Then the ship passed through a layer of clouds and reached the floating station above the planet. It was massive, shaped like a ring with tall buildings inside. It, glowing with clean light. The ship landed on a soft platform, and the door opened silently. Mina stepped out, her shoes clicking on the clean glass floor. She was greeted by no guards, no officers, just the same old man from the diner. Now, standing tall in a dark suit, his beard trimmed, eyes sharp and bright, she gasped. "You," he smiled. "Welcome, Mina." "You're not just an old man," she said, confused. "No," he said. "I'm Rael. I'm the founder of this place. But why me?" Rael walked beside her as they entered a quiet hallway. "Filled with light, I've been watching people for a long time. I've met leaders, fighters, engineers, but very few people are truly kind without reason." "I only bought you coffee," Mina said. "It wasn't a big deal. To you? Maybe. But I traveled the galaxy in disguise, looking for someone just like you. Someone who helps because it's the right thing, not for a reward." They entered a small round room. A hologram of a star map glowed in the air. One star pulsed red. "This," Rael said, pointing to the pulsing light, "is the edge of our known space. A strange signal came from there a few months ago." "What? Could understand it? Is it alien?" Mina asked. "We believe so. But what's more strange is this. The signal asked for someone who shows pure heart. Not strength, not science, just heart." Mina stared at him. "You think that's me?" Rael nodded. "You didn't just give me coffee. You gave hope. If the aliens are testing us, I believe you are the answer." Mina felt a storm of thoughts in her head. "But I'm just a waitress. I don't know how to talk to aliens. We'll train you." "You won't go alone," Rael said kindly. "But we need someone like you to stand at the front. Represent what's best in humans." Mina didn't speak for a while. Outside the room, she could see the stars slowly moving beyond the window. So many worlds, so much unknown. And somehow, she was being asked to step into it. Her hands shook slightly. "Can I think about it?" she asked. Of course, Rael said. But the signal's getting weaker. We don't have much time. He placed a small glowing cube in her hand. This will play a message from the alien station. Only you can hear it. Mina looked down at the cube. She took a deep breath and nodded. I'll do it, she whispered. Rael smiled. Then your journey begins now. Mina sat quietly in a soft chair inside her new room on the Orion Tech Station. The walls were silver and clean. A window showed stars slowly drifting in the deep sky. She still couldn't believe where she was. Just 2 days ago, she was serving coffee in a small diner. Now she was part of something huge, something strange, something she didn't understand yet. In her hand, she held the small glowing cube that Mr. Rael had given her. He told her it held a message, something only she could hear. She took a deep breath and gently touched the surface of the cube. Suddenly, the room went quiet. The lights dimmed. A soft hum filled the air. Then a warm, peaceful voice spoke inside her mind. It was not a human voice. It felt old, like wind passing through trees. Who shows kindness without reward? You are. The key. Come to us, and we will open the path. Mina's eyes widened. The message was short, but powerful. She didn't understand how they knew her, or why they chose her. But she felt something deep inside, like a connection to something far away, an ancient dot. Just then, the door opened, and Mr. Rael walked in. You heard the message? He asked. Mina nodded. Yes, it was strange, but peaceful. That's how they speak. Not with force, but with feeling, Rael said. Now, your training must begin. Training? She asked. But I'm not a scientist or a soldier. You don't need to be. You only need to be yourself. He said, but I want you to meet the others. Mina followed him through long hallways until they reached a training room filled with glowing screens and floating shapes. Inside were 3 others. The first was a young man with short brown hair and soft eyes. He wore a translator device on his neck. This is Toma, a language expert, Rael said. Hi, Toma said with a small smile. I've studied over 50 alien signals, but yours is different. The second was a nervous-looking pilot, with short, dark hair and an energy drink in her hand. This is Bryn. She'll fly the ship when it's time. Bryn nodded. Hope you don't get space sick. The third was not human. A tall robot stood near the back, its eyes glowing soft. Blue. Its voice was calm and slow. I am Univi. My body is metal, but my heart was once human. Mina looked at them, feeling unsure. Are we all going together? Rael nodded. Yes, this is the team. Each of you has something important, but only Mina can open the way. Over the next few days, Mina trained with the others. She learned how to speak using calm tone signals like the alien voice. She practiced peaceful body movements, which the aliens might understand better than words. She listened to stories from different planets about kindness and connection. She was not the best at anything. She wasn't strong. She wasn't fast. She wasn't smart like Toma, or skilled like Bryn. But still, every time someone got tired or frustrated, Mina would quietly help. When Toma felt useless, she reminded him of his value. When Bryn was scared of failing as a pilot, Mina told her, it's okay to be scared. We all are. Even the robot, Unifi, began to speak with more feeling. You are soft, but you are strong, it told her once. One evening, Rael asked to meet her alone in the garden deck. It was a quiet space filled with artificial trees and soft lights. Stars twinkled above through the clear dome. He looked at her with serious eyes. Mina, I must tell you something. She sat down beside him. What is it? This mission is more than first contact, he said. Many powerful groups want this alien signal. They believe it leads to great technology. Some even think it could be a weapon. Mina frowned. But it's just a peaceful message. Yes, but not everyone believes in peace, Rael said. That's why I chose you. You didn't ask for reward. You didn't know who I was. You simply helped because it was right. Mina looked at her hands. I don't know if I'm ready. You are more ready than anyone, Rael said. This is the hidden test. Not one of strength, but of heart. And you've already passed it. Mina looked up at the stars. They seemed so far away, yet so close now. She thought of her mother, of the diner, of all the people who never got. A chance like this? I won't let you down, she said softly. Rael smiled. I know you won't. The next morning, the team gathered at the launch bay. Their ship stood ready, a silver star cruiser shaped like a smooth bird with blue lights running along its wings. It was fast, quiet, and strong. Bryn sat in the pilot seat. Toma worked with the signal controls. Univi loaded the supplies. Mina stood at the center, feeling a mix of fear and wonder. Rael came to her one last time before launch. Where you were going? No one has returned from before. But I believe you will. Mina smiled. Because of kindness? Because of hope? He said. The doors closed. The engines hummed. And the ship slowly lifted into the sky. Mina looked back once through the window. She was no longer just a waitress. She was now something more. Mina held the glowing seed in her hands as soft light surrounded her. It felt warm like a small sun, but it didn't burn. The seed seemed to breathe with her like it was alive. Behind her, the others stood still, their faces full of wonder and fear. Toma looked at his screen. The enemy ship is getting closer, about 20 minutes away. Bryn turned to Mina. We should leave now. If they get this seed, they'll use it for control. But the alien said the seed brings life, Mina said. It's meant to heal, not to harm. They won't care, Toma said. They'll use it for power, to sell, to build weapons. We have to protect it. Mina nodded. Then we take it home. But first, we need to understand it. Suddenly, the floor beneath them glowed again. The crystal in the middle of the room lit up, and another voice filled the air. It was calm and gentle, like the wind through trees. The seed is not a machine. It is a memory. It holds the story of a lost world, our world. The crystal grew brighter, and an image appeared, an ancient city, with tall towers, floating ships, and bright skies. People walked peacefully, smiling. But then, the skies turned dark. The towers fell. Machines burned the land. We became proud. We stopped caring. We built more and more and gave less and less. Our world could not take it. The image showed a large ship leaving the burning planet. Before we left, we placed our final knowledge, our kindness, our memories into the seed. We hoped someone, one day, would find it. The scene faded, and the crystal dimmed. Mina looked at her team. They trusted us. We can't fail them. Toma nodded. We carry not just a gift, but a warning. Bryn checked the control screen. The enemy ship is now 10 minutes away. Their weapons are armed. Then let's move, Mina said. They ran back to the star cruiser. Mina held the seed close to her chest. It stayed warm, its light pulsing slowly. As they reached the ship, the ground trembled slightly. The ancient station was reacting. The voice returned one last time. Go, kind one. Protect the light. Your future depends on it. The ship lifted gently from the glowing floor and exited the large ring station. As they flew into open space, the red star behind them pulsed like a heartbeat. Bryn's hands moved fast over the controls. Enemy ships spotted. They're blocking our path. Toma leaned over the screen. They've locked on. Their ship is called Griven, known for stealing rare tech. UnitVice stood at the front window. They're fast, but we are strong in spirit. Mina walked up. We don't want to fight. There must be another way. The ship's communication screen lit up. A man's face appeared. He wore a black suit and his eyes were sharp like knives. I am Vorn, commander of the Griven, he said. You have something we want. Give us the seed. Mina stepped forward. The seed is not for sale. Vorn laughed. Then we'll take it by force. Before anyone could answer, a sudden flash of light exploded near their ship. The Griven had fired a warning shot. Bryn shouted, Shields up! The ship shook as another blast hit their side. We can't win a battle, Toma said. Their ship is too strong. Now looked down at the seed in her hands. It was glowing brighter now. She could feel something inside her, like a voice. Don't fight. Show them what we are. Mina stood up. Open the channel, Bryn, hesitated but obeyed. Mina faced the screen. Vorn stared back. You see this? She said, holding up the seed. It's not a weapon, it's a gift. It can bring life to dead planets. It can heal broken things. Vorn smirked. I don't care. Power is power. No, Mina said firmly. Real power is kindness, understanding, building something, good not taking it. Vorn laughed again. You're just a girl from some small colony. What do you know? Mina looked calm. I know I helped a man who had nothing, and that man turned out to be someone important. That's why I'm here. Not because I'm special, but because I care. Vorn's face darkened. You waste my time. Say goodbye. He ended the call. Another blast shook their ship. Bryn shouted, shields at 30%. Suddenly the seed in Mina's hand began to glow so bright that it filled the room with golden light. What's happening? Toma asked. The ship's systems started to blink. The lights turned blue. A soft hum filled the air. Unit-Vi looked around. The seed. It's protecting us. Outside, the golden light spread around there. Ship like a bubble. When the next blast came from the Griffin, it simply bounced off and disappeared. The Griffin fired again. Nothing happened. Then, something strange happened. The Griffin's engines stopped glowing. Their ship started floating, silent. Toma checked. The screen, their systems are down. The seed did something to them. Mina felt the warmth of the seed calm in her hands. She spoke again. Open the channel one last time. Vorn appeared, now looking confused and angry. I told you this. Isn't a weapon, Mina said. But it knows who wants to hurt and who wants to help. Your ship is safe. If you leave us alone... Vorn stared at her. He saw she wasn't afraid. Finally, he growled, This isn't over. The screen went dark, but the Griffin slowly turned and disappeared into the shadows of space. Silence filled the ship. Bryn let out a long breath. We're safe. Toma looked at Mina. You didn't use fear, you used truth. Unit-Vi said. She is light in a world of shadows. Mina smiled. We're not done yet. We need to take the seed home and share what we've learned. The window, the ancient station, glowed one last time. Then, slowly, it faded into the stars. It's bested into the stars. Its gift passed on. The star cruiser flew quietly through space as Mina sat with the golden seed still glowing in her hands. After the encounter with the Griffin, things had changed. Everyone on the ship could feel it. The air was lighter. The seed had shown its true power, not by destroying, but by protecting. Mina looked out the window at the stars. Her heart was calm, but her mind was full of thoughts. Will Earth accept it? She asked softly. Toma sat beside her. I hope so, but some people might try to take it. Just like Vorn. Bryn added from the pilot seat. Not everyone understands the value of peace. Some only see tools, weapons, profit. Mina nodded slowly. That's why we have to show them. Not tell, show. Unit-Vi spoke from behind. You are not just carrying a gift. You are carrying a choice. When they returned to Orientex Station, Mr. Rail was already waiting at the landing bay. He looked up as the ship landed and smiled softly. The team stepped out. Mina walked in front, holding the golden seed. Its light reflected in Rail's eyes. You succeeded, he said, with deep respect. Mina nodded. The aliens gave this to us. It's not just a treasure, it's a lesson. Rail led them to the main council chamber. Important leaders from many colonies had already gathered. News of the alien seed had spread fast. People wanted answers. Some came with hope. Others came with greed. The room was wide and round, filled. With glass screens, blinking lights, and many voices, the moment Mina stepped in, the room grew quiet. She walked to the center of the chamber and placed the golden seed on a clear table. It floated slowly above the surface, glowing softly. Rail stepped forward and raised his hand. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the one I told you about. She is not a scientist, not a soldier. She is a simple worker. But her heart is stronger than any machine, the crowd murmured. A tall man stood up. Are we to believe she is the chosen one? It's just because she gave someone coffee? Another leader added that seed could power 10 cities. Why should she decide what happens to it? Mina looked at them all, then stepped forward calmly. I didn't come here to control anything, she said. I came here to share what I learned. She touched the seed gently. A golden light filled the room. The leaders gasped as holograms appeared images of the ancient alien city, the destruction, the great ship leaving the dying planet. Then the voice spoke once again. This gift is not for war. It is not for greed. It is for those who remember who they are. Kindness is the strongest power. Images faded. Silence, then Mina spoke again. The aliens didn't ask for a fighter. They asked for someone with heart. I'm not better than anyone here. I just tried to help someone when they needed it. One woman from a water colony stood up. So what do you suggest, Mina? Mina looked at the seed. We protect it. We don't use it for profit or war. We build a center where people from every colony can come not to take, but to learn, to heal, to share. This seed brings life. Let's use it for life. Some in the room nodded. Others still looked unsure. Rail stepped forward. Support. Her, then Bryn added. Me too. Toma raised his hand. Same here. Even Univi spoke. She is the reason I speak with feeling. She reminded me of what it means to care. Slowly, more hands went up. The decision was made. The seed star would not belong to one planet or one company. It would belong to everyone. A new Hope Center would be built in neutral space, where scientists, farmers, teachers, and healers could gather not to take but to grow. Weeks passed. The news spread across the galaxy. People from many colonies sent messages of peace and support. Ships arrived from faraway stations carrying soil samples, old seeds, lost languages, and forgotten songs. Everyone wanted to be part of something good. At the center of it all was Mina. She didn't sit on a throne. She didn't wear a crown. She wore the same simple clothes and helped where she could, watering plants, serving tea, listening to stories one evening. As the sun set across the floating garden of the Hope Center, Rail walked beside her. You've done more than any leader could, he said. Mina smiled. I didn't do it alone. You reminded us what we forgot, he said. The aliens were watching humanity for a long time. They waited for someone to show real heart. That someone was you. I just did a small kind thing, she replied. Sometimes, Rail said, a small act starts the biggest change. The golden seed was placed at the center of the garden, surrounded by living trees and flowers from across the stars. It pulsed gently, like a heartbeat. People came to sit beside it, not to take but to understand. And so, the girl who once worked in a quiet diner became the symbol of a new age, not because she was rich or powerful, but because she reminded everyone of something simple. Kindness is never wasted. The garden of the Hope Center glowed in the light of a soft golden sun. Trees from dozens of colonies grew peacefully beside each other. Flowers bloomed in every color, and small birds fluttered through the air. In the center of the garden, the seed star floated gently above the grass, glowing softly like a heartbeat. It had been 6 months since Mina and her team had returned from the alien station. In that time, everything had changed. The Hope Center became a place where people came to share, not to take. Scientists brought healing plants, artists shared peaceful songs, and builders taught how to create homes from nature, not metal. All because one person had once chosen to give a simple cup of coffee, expecting nothing in return, and now that person sat quietly on a bench near the seed, sipping a warm cup of herbal tea. Mina watched a group of children from different worlds playing nearby. Some had green skin, some had gills, and others had small wings on their backs. But they all laughed together as if they were one. Mr. Rail walked over and sat beside her. He wore a relaxed smile and carried a small book. They don't care where each other comes from, he said, nodding toward the children. They only care about the kindness they see. Mina smiled. Maybe we forget that when we grow older. Rail handed her the book. This is the first record of the Hope Center. We're writing down every story, every message, every lesson. Mina looked at the book, its pages filled with peaceful drawings, maps, and short stories from all over the galaxy. There's a page missing, Rael said. She looked at him. Which one? Yours, he answered. I don't think I need to be in it. But the world needs to remember why all this began, he said gently. Mina thought about it for a moment, then nodded slowly. Okay, but I want it to be simple, just the truth. That evening, Mina joined Toma, Bryn, and Unify near the sea. Toma was teaching a group of young translators how to read alien signals. Bryn was helping a farmer from Mars design a flying water system. Unify stood with a group of robots learning how to speak kindly. When they saw Mina, they all smiled. You're just in time, Bryn said. The sky dome's about to open. Everyone looked up. The glass roof above the Hope Center slowly slid open, revealing the vast night sky. Stars sparkled, and a slow comet passed across the darkness like a silver ribbon. The children clapped. People gasped in wonder. It was quiet but filled with joy. Unify spoke in its calm voice. This is what peace feels like. Mina sat with her team. We did this together. Toma nodded. We were only the start. Others will carry it forward. Bryn leaned back. Still can't believe it began with a small diner. Mina smiled. Me neither. Later that night, Mina returned to her room. It was small and simple, just like she liked it. On the wall, there was a photo of her mother smiling. Beside it, a handwritten note from Mr. Rael. The world doesn't change by force. It changes by heart. Mina looked at the small box on her shelf, the one she had brought from home. Inside was her old apron, slightly stained, with her name stitched. In the corner, she held it in her hands and smiled. That girl was still inside her, the one who worked long hours, the one who helped others even when she was tired. That girl had never left. She walked to her desk and opened the book Rael gave her. On the empty page, she began to write, I was just a waitress. I didn't know the man I helped was rich or powerful. I just thought he was tired. That small act brought me to places I never dreamed of. I didn't change the world. I reminded it. Kindness doesn't need permission. It doesn't need power. It just needs to be shared. If you are reading this, remember, even small lights can guide lost travelers. Even a warm drink can change a cold heart. Never stop caring. Never stop hoping. Mina, she closed the book and placed it beside the seed the next day. Anyone who came would see it and understand. Years later, stories of Mina's kindness were told across many planets. New leaders grew up reading her page. Children built peace gardens in her name. And in the quiet heart of the Hope Center, the seed still glowed, its light never fading. Not because of technology, not because of war, but because someone once chose to be kind when no one was watching. The end. The Star Cruiser flew through deep space, quiet and smooth like a bird gliding through the night sky. Outside the window, stars twinkled like tiny lights on a black ocean. Mina sat by the glass, staring at them, still trying to believe this was real. She had never left her colony before. She had never even been on a real ship, only seen them from the diner window. Now she was flying toward a place no one had ever reached. At the front of the ship, Bryn worked on the controls. Her hands moved fast, but her face looked calm. She was used to flying in dangerous areas. But this journey was different. This area of space is not on the public map, Bryn said, glancing back. Even the ship's system is confused. How far are we from the signal? Mina asked. Toma checked his device. About 6 more hours. We're crossing into the unknown part of the galaxy. Mina looked out again. Stars here looked dimmer, colder. Unify, the robot, stood beside her. You are quiet. I'm just thinking, Mina said. So much has changed. I don't feel ready. No one feels ready when doing something great, Unify replied. But still, you walk forward. Mina smiled a little. The robot always spoke like a poet. Later, the crew sat in the common area, eating a quiet meal. The food was dry and simple, nothing like the warm meals from Mina's diner, but no one complained. Toma looked across the table. Mina, what was life like back at your colony? She thought for a moment. Busy, tired. I worked at the diner most of the time. Took care of my mother when I could. We didn't have much. But you still help that old man, Bryn said, smiling. I think that's what makes you special. Mina looked down. Just thought he needed help. I didn't expect anything. That's exactly why Rael picked you, Toma said. People like you are rare. UnitVi spoke softly. True light does not shine to be seen. It shines because it is light. Mina laughed. You always say things like that. I am made of wires, the robot replied. But my heart remembers. As the ship moved closer to the signal, the stars outside began to change. Strange colors appeared in the distant green clouds, glowing blue rings and bright flashes. Like falling stars? Bryn looked nervous. I've never seen space like this before. We must be close. Suddenly, Tom's device beeped. He looked up, surprised. The signal. It's growing stronger. Something is activating. Soft hum. Filled the ship? Lights blinked on the control panels. The Star Cruiser started moving on its own. I'm not flying it anymore, Bryn said. Hands off the controls. The ship is being guided. UnitVi confirmed. Mina stood up. By what? By them, Toma whispered.
Are the ones who sent.
The message. In front of them, space began to change. A giant ring-shaped station slowly appeared from the mist. It looked ancient, like a forgotten temple in the stars. Its walls were made of silver stone, covered in glowing patterns. The station floated quietly near a dying red star. It looked peaceful, but also powerful. As they approached, the ring began to glow. A soft voice spoke through the ship's speakers. It was the same voice Mina had heard from the cube. Welcome, kind one. We have been waiting. Everyone on the ship froze. They know her, Bryn whispered. The station slowly opened a large gate, just big enough for their ship. Should we enter? Toma asked. Mina nodded. The ship floated into the station and landed inside a large hall. The inside was quiet and clean. The walls glowed with soft white light. Symbols moved across the floor like water. The door of the ship opened with a gentle hiss. Mina stepped out first. She felt no fear now, only wonder. Toma, Bryn, and UnitVi followed close behind. In the center of the hall stood a round platform. As Mina stepped onto it, the floor lit up. A large crystal rose from the center. It showed a hologram of a planet Earth. Then a voice spoke again. We are the ones before. We watched your kind grow. We saw your fire. We saw your greed. We also saw your heart. Images appeared in the air wars, inventions, music, tears, and kindness. Long ago, we faced the same path. We built machines and forgot love. We grew strong, but empty. So we left this place for the next ones. We left our last gift. Floor in front of Mina opened slowly. Inside it was a floating golden seed, glowing with gentle light. What is that? Bryn asked in awe. Toma whispered, It's alive. The voice continued. This is the seed star. It brings life. It heals what is broken. It is not a weapon. It is a promise. The seed floated toward Mina and stopped in front of her. One with true heart may carry it. It's only one who gives without asking. You are that one, Mina. Her eyes filled with tears. She didn't feel powerful. She didn't feel special. But the seed glowed brighter as she reached out and gently held it in her hands. The room went silent. Then the voice spoke one last time. Now, your world must choose what path to take. Let the light guide you. Suddenly, Bryn's voice broke the silence. We have a problem. Toma checked the screen on his arm. Another ship just entered the system. It's not friendly. Mina looked at them. Who is it? Rival tech group, Bryn said. They must have tracked us. They're coming for the seed, Toma added. They'll want to use it for power. Mina looked at the seed in her hands. Its light pulsed. Like a heartbeat. We can't let them take it, she said. Unit-5 stepped forward. Then we must protect it with all we are.